Hi, my name is Manoj and welcome to this channel. Now, in this episode, I will show you how to do pagination for an AppSync API that is connected to a DynamoDB table. Now, this is the part 5 of our AppSync and serverless series. And if you haven't watched the previous episode, I'll put all those links in the description.
All right, so I'm in my project folder, guys, and there I have backend and frontend folder. And in the backend, we have our serverless project. This is our serverless YML, and we configured our AppSync API in a previous episode. And if I go to schema.graphql, so this is our GraphQL schema. Now today we are going to implement this list books query. So the list book query should return a list of books, but ideally in an e-commerce bookshop, there will be so many books. So if we return all these books at once, that will take a lot of time. So that's where we are going to implement this pagination. So instead of returning the list of books like this, what we will return is a book page. This is our books page. So this is the books page type. And the books page type, of course, it's going to return a list of books first. And then it will return the next token. Now we can pass this next token for our subsequent queries. As you can see here in our list books, we have two arguments, limit and the next token. So if we pass the next token for the subsequent query, it is going to return the next set of books. So how many number of books is going to return? And that is defined by the limit. So initially, let's say if we set the limit to 10, it will return 10 books. And if there are more books available in the book table, then it will return a next token as well. So for the subsequent query, we'll again pass, okay, we'll need the next 10 books. So the limit would be again 10, but the next token will be the next token we received in the previous query. So that is going to return the next 10 books. So in our example, I went ahead and created 5 books in the books table. So let's set the limit to 2. So it will return 2 books first. And after that, I can use the next token to request for the next 2 books. And finally, the last book. And guys, when there are no more books to return, then the next token will be null. So from the front end, we can look for null value and then we can say, okay, all the books are now loaded. Now, before going ahead with the implementation, guys, in the previous episode, we enabled guest use access. So there we decorated this book type with AWS IAM. Now, if you really look at our books page, that is going to return the list of books type. And this will give us some problem because we need to particularly set the permission for both the AWS IAM as well as Cognito user pool. So I will go ahead and add this decorator to our book type, and then it will support both Cognito user pool authorization as well as AWS IAM authorization. And then let's go to serverless.yml file and let's create the query type. And let's create a mapping template for our list book query. I will go to the mapping template section. I'll copy one of that and paste it. And this time it is a query. Let me quickly show you that. So it is a query type. So the type is query and the field is list books. Copy that and replace the field. And the data source is still the books table. Now in a previous episode, we have already added that books table data source. Can you see? Type is DynamoDB. The name is books table and we refer the books table name here. So now let's go ahead and add our request mapping template and the response mapping template. So I'll go to mapping template section. Let me copy this one and paste it. So let's rename it. So type is query and the field is list books, the request.vtl. Okay. And I'll take another copy of this. So it is query.listbooks. This is the response template. So let me change this request copy to response. Okay, so when you are creating these two files, make sure the names really matches with the exact GraphQL type and the GraphQL field, query and the list books, query and the list books, request template and the response template. All right, so let's go ahead and add our list book request template. So I'll open this up, and in order to add the mapping template, we would need some assistance, and that is where we will go to Resolver template mapping reference for DynamoDB. Now, since we are using DynamoDB table, we can use this reference. And here, these are the operations that DynamoDB supports. So if you really look at scan operation, and the scan operation supports pagination. You can see that it is accepting a next token. Now both scan operation and query operation, guys, you can see the query operation is also accepting the next token and the limit, and the scan operation also accepting the limit and the next token. Now both of these operations supports for pagination out of the box. So we can decide whether to use scan or query. Now in our example, we need to return all these books. So I'm not adding any filtration here. So because of that, I can just use scan operation here. But if you're adding any filtration, let's say for example, you want to return the featured book, and there's attribute called featured, and that's a Boolean value. So if you want to filter those books by that attribute name, then you should use query operation, because the performance wise, the query operation is better. You can add the filter operation for the scan, but this filter operation only applies once all these items are being scanned. So it's not good for the performance. But in our case, no problem. I can just use this scan operation. Just let me copy this, and I will go to the request template and paste it in. And I would need filter segment or total segments. I will remove this one as well. I'm not scanning an index, but the main table. Yeah, looks all good. But now we need to pass in this limit and next token from our GraphQL arguments. You can see here in our list books, we are passing limit and next token argument. Now let me refer to my cheat sheet here. Let me just copy these two and I'll paste it here. Now here I'm referencing the limit arguments from the context using $context.arguments.limit, and also I'm referencing the next token argument from $context.arguments.nextToken. And then I'm using $util function to convert these values to JSON properly. And next, let's talk about the response template. So here, when AppSync issue this scan operation to the DynamoDB table, that is going to return these results. So let me just copy these results, and I will just add it to the response template. So this is what the DynamoDB returned to AppSync. But the response template, we should convert these values to the GraphQL return type. So here for the list books GraphQL type, we are expecting a books page type. So the books page type is this one, and here we need to pass in the books array and the next token only. So let's do that change. Instead of items, it should be books, and it should be next token. I don't need this scan count. Now let's convert those items to JSON. Let me go back to my cheat sheet here, and I'll copy these two values. I'll replace these. Now DynamoDB is originally returning these items. We can access this from the context, $context.result.items. Here, this item set, and we'll convert them to JSON and then set it to books attribute. And similarly, we will get the next token from the context and convert to JSON. But here I'm using another helper function, and that is default if null or blank. Now what this does is, guys, if the next token is empty, then it will convert to null. Otherwise, it will just return this whatever the next token here. Because in DynamoDB, if you have written all these items, then automatically it will return the next token as an empty value. But at that point, we can return null. So from our front end, we can tell now all the books are loaded properly. Okay, I think this should do. So let's go ahead and deploy this. I will do SLS deploy. All right, so it is properly deployed. I will go to my AppSync, and this is the AppSync console, and I'm inside the YouTube AppSync API. And let me do a refresh here, and I'll log in to my user pool. So I have created a user, admin user, and let me log in with that user. Okay, now let's use this list books query, and I'll set the limit to 2 because let's get 2 books at a time, and I'm returning the book ID, author, title, and price, and also the next token. So I will go ahead and run this query, and we have got those 2 books. You can see in the books array there are 2 books, book 1 and book 2, and there is Think and Grow Rich book by Napoleon Hill and The Four Agreement by Don Miguel. So it returned Napoleon Hill and this book. So next, let's use the next token that it returned. I'll copy this, and this time I'm passing the next token as well. Previously we did not pass it because that was not mandatory, but this time let me pass in that, and I will issue the query one more time. And this time I got Atomic Habits and The Power of Now. That is this, Atomic Habit and The Power of Now. And finally, if I now copy the token one more time, paste, and issue the same query with limit number 2, I should get only one book, that is the 10x rule. Okay, now all the books are returned. As you can see, the next token is null. So from front end, I can look at the value for the next token, whether it is null. If it is null, I can say now all the books are loaded.
Alright, so that's the end of today's episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed our content. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe to our channel, as well as don't forget to thumbs up this video. So with that, we will conclude for today. I will see you in the next video.